the Shure SM58s are indestructible road mics that you can count on. I've always heard that you can toss them in a case with a set of snare drums and they'll be fine when you get off the Greyhound bus for your gig at the other end of your trip. What I was not prepared for was how amazing the quality of these mics would be. I'm going to give you a bit of a teaser audio from the upcoming Chit Chat Across the Pond I told you about with Dr. Devin Polashik. She has a lovely voice naturally, but even she said that she would like to always talk through this mic from now on in real life. And remember, people never love the sound of their own voice. Okay.
So the stream is back.
It is?
That's I had to, Mimo hung up. I had to restart.
Restart it? Okay. Gonna reload that.
Not good. It's the first
well,
time
I can show you the SM58s now. No, that's not good at all. Okay, so Devin.
Do you want me to go full video on you so you can?
Yeah, I was kind of sideways glancing over, trying to figure out why you weren't going to full video because I was clearly doing amazing things. So here's the SM58 classic, weighs about 60 pounds. You could club somebody to death with that. And I was also demonstrating how funny this is when you press record and then it's fixing to make a plan to record. And I want you guys to see how bad the video looks. 1 second. Stream is back and you're going to be in trouble. First of all, can you guys see the can't see that.
Rotate it.
It's not glare. It's not glare. It's because it's too bright, believe it or not. Well, it's going to go to sleep in a second anyway.
There's that.
Which is one of its problems. Yeah, you can't really see it, can you? The nasty font. I'll wait till it dies and then I'll hold it up. Okay, where was I? Oh, this is the dulcet tones of Dr. Polashik. Okay, there we go. It just died. So look at that. Look at that fontsmanship. Isn't that beautiful? That's a thing of beauty right there. Anyway, all right, let's oh, but here's my favorite part. So you press record and you got this big red light. It's recording. No, it isn't. It's not recording at all. You have to press record again to get it to record. All right. I just recorded and I'm still recording and I never stop it properly. There we go. Okay, here we go. Their own voice. Wow, you sound fancy, Devin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Alison, for this opportunity to talk to an audience I would otherwise seldom reach.
How's that for a sexy voice? Man, oh man. That is such a nice voice. Okay, let's see. Okay. Actually, I used this setup with Dorothy, and even Dorothy liked her own voice.
I would otherwise seldom reach.
Seriously, right, Dorothy? Sounds fabulous. Better than Siri. All right.
I would otherwise seldom reach.
Isn't that gorgeous? Sounds great compared to the other mics. Now, while she sounds fantastic, I'm sure you'll have noticed I was popping my P's quite a bit. I didn't have a pop filter on the mics, and more importantly, I forgot to monitor via the headphone jack on the H4n Pro. I learned my lesson from that interview, and the next day, I interviewed your favorite crusher of dreams, Dr. Marianne Gary. In the past, when I've interviewed her, I've always had to fight to get her close enough to the mic. This time, we put the mic in a proper mic stand, and I put it super close to her. For once, she was loud enough, and since I learned my lesson and was monitoring via the headphone jack, I actually pulled the mic away from her for the same popping P problem. The combination of a well-placed mic with monitoring gives us the best recording quality the two of us have ever had. Here's a snippet to prove the point. Okay, so Marianne, this one. You should see how many separate little pieces I have here. Aren't you letting me split? There we go. Here's a snippet to prove the point. That sounds like a bucket of fun, Marianne. Welcome back to the show.
It is a bucket of fun, Allison. Thanks for letting me come back and crush more dreams.
Marianne, I miss her. They were here for like 4 or 5 days. It was great. All right.
More dreams.
She loves that line. I am delighted with this. Yeah. Try that again.
More dreams.
I told you she loves that line. Anyway, I'm delighted with this new setup for in-person interviews. I'll tell you a bit more about how the setup works in order to capture the collective doctor's dulcet tones. There are three very tiny buttons on the left side of the H4n Pro. I tried to find an explanation of how to use them in the manual, but trial and error turned out to be much more fruitful. The top one says mic, and when pressed, the red light next to it lights up, indicating that you are using the internal stereo mics. If you have not connected external mics, this one mic light will automatically be lit up. Below the mic button, there are two more buttons labeled simply 1 and 2. These numbers correspond to the XLR jacks 1 and 2, which are clearly marked in black indentations on a black surface. You can mess with these buttons and eventually get both to light up for the two mics, and more trial and error will light up one mic or the other mic, making that XLR mic live. I haven't found a repeatable process to select the right mic yet. It's sort of like plugging in a USB-A cable. Wrong, wrong, right. But once it lights up, it works. The Zoom H4n Pro will solve one more problem for me. Often I happen to be out of town on NosillaCast live recording night, say at Lindsay's house or maybe out in Zion, but I still record the show. For the last few years, I've been using my go-to Rode mic, the $68 ATR 2100. While it's been very good to me, the audio cannot compare to the SM58s. The ATR 2100 has an XLR jack on it, but it also has a USB jack, so I can connect it directly to my Mac with a dongle for USB-C, of course. The SM58s only have XLR, so I need a USB interface to use them with my Mac. Turns out the H4n Pro can serve that function as well. I had to read the manual again in order to figure out the trick to getting the Zoom to stop acting as a recorder and simply let the audio pass through over USB. If you plug the H4n Pro into the Mac while it's powered up, it insists on working as a recorder. You have to plug in the USB cable with the power off, and then the Zoom will boot itself up and use bus power over USB, saving your batteries. The arcane menu system comes back into play when using the H4n Pro as a USB interface. The menu on screen when you plug in a USB cable offers you two options: storage or audio I/F. The first option allows you to read the SD card from your computer, which could be handy on Macs without SD card slots. But of course, using a 1957 era mini USB cable with a USB-A to USB-C dongle to connect it to the Mac, so I guess it's not that handy. But if you had it with you, it's not bad. The second option, audio I/F, means audio interface. Using the scroll wheel on the right side, you can scroll to that option and then press in on the scroll wheel to select. You'll now be invited to set the recording frequency to 44.1 kilohertz or 48 kilohertz. Now remember this part of the story. I set mine to 44.1 kilohertz, as that is the normal standard frequency people use. We'll come back to this important point. After selecting the frequency, you can scroll down to select connect and click the wheel again, and Bob's your uncle, you're in business. The only way I knew all of that was learning it from my years with the Zoom H2. Okay, let's listen to my first recording using the Zoom H4n Pro as a USB interface with my glorious new SM58 microphone. I always want to call it SMB. I got to redo that. Glorious new SM58 microphone. Yeah, I'll leave it. Okay, and that one is. Wait. There's a lot of typos. A lot of typos in this. There's words misspelled right and left.
Kevin would like a save if you could do it.
Oh, okay. Might as well. Thank you. Okay. Microphone.
Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com.
Wow, you had a lot of coffee that day.
There you go.
Podfeet.com.
Well, that's not exactly what we were looking for now, was it? Remember how I had to set the recording frequency? I had set it correctly to 44.1 kilohertz. I'm not sure how this problem is caused, but I know how to fix it, and it's nothing on the recorder. You fix it in a tiny little app buried in the utilities folder inside applications on all Macs called Audio MIDI Setup. In Audio MIDI Setup, you'll see all of your audio input devices listed down the left sidebar. Find and select the input device you're using. In my case, it was simply called H4. And you'll see a format pull down, and it will be incorrectly set to 48 kilohertz instead of 44.1 kilohertz. With that little change, let's listen in again. Okay, 44.1. I am
Frank-
so happy I labeled these so well.
Frank thinks you've been sampling the helium.
Yeah. All right. And then again.
Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. Hopefully, this should sound a little bit better. This is now at 44.1 kilohertz in audio MIDI setup, which should make my voice sound just a wee bit more normal.
Okay. All right.
My voice sound just a wee bit more normal.
Well, that's certainly better. Just so you appreciate that audio, here's a sample of the ATR 2100 using XLR into the Zoom H4n Pro as a USB interface. This will tell you how much better the SM58 is. By the way, this may be the last time you hear this slightly grating audio. Okay, ATR 2100, there it is. Audio.
Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. This is now the ATR 2100 using its XLR input to the H4n Pro as a USB interface to the MacBook Pro.
Almost done. Coming in for the kill.
A USB interface to the MacBook Pro.
Well, just for completeness, I compared the $110. Let's see.
To the MacBook Pro.
Now, you've been hearing the $327 Heil PR40 microphone that I normally record with, and you've also heard the $110 Shure SM58 mic coming in and out during these recordings. I think the Heil definitely sounds better, but I'm not sure I would say it was 3 times as good, though. Those SM58s are amazing for the price. I'm thrilled with the capability of the Zoom H4n Pro, especially when used with the Shure SM58 microphones. You should be excited too, because it will make my road recordings ever so much more pleasant to listen to. That is, if I remember to hit record a second time. Please tell me there's nothing else on the list I got to read. 6:15. Is anybody still listening? Oh man, they're still here.
They're still here.
I guess that's because they aren't going to get any for the next couple of weeks. All right, here we go. Closing it out. Well, that's a lot of audio recording goodness, and it's going to wind us up for this week. Don't forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. You can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at podfeet. And remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. You can become a patron by going to podfeet.com/Patreon. You can play in our Facebook group at podfeet.com/Facebook. You can join our Slack group and talk to all the little nerds over there, podfeet.com/Slack. Now remember, we will not be having a live show until July 14th because we're not going to be around. That doesn't mean you guys can't still go hang out in the chat room, though, at podfeet.com/chat on Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time. You guys never pay attention to me anyway, right? In any case, thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Whew. You guys hung in there. Is the live feed working, or is it all Slack, all weird?
It's
Actually,
streaming, but the health, video output low. It's cranky. Actually,
is it laggy? Let's see you.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, no, you got to show yourself for me to see you,
Oh.
dear.
You don't see me, right? Okay, 3,
Clap.
2, 1.
Oh no, that's perfect. That was right on. I mean, as right on as we ever are.
YouTube's complaining though, so
Is
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, it's saying the video output low, not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream.
Really?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, I'm going to play this end here. For listening and stay subscribed. Little hot. All right. I think we are a wrap.
I think we are.
That was a lot of 50 minutes. Stephen Getz will be happy. He gets real mad when I do a 30-minute show. That's the reason I try to go longer. It's because of Stephen. All right, I am exporting the show. And with that, I think we should probably let class out. 6:18.
I think we should.
Oh, he
They've
says
been
the
very
feed
patient.
just started to lag.
Yeah.
Clap for
it's
me, Steve.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, it looked perfect to me. All right. See you guys. I think we should hang up on them.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.